That's some progress, at least, and farther than I was able to get on my own. Thank you. I'll talk to Kadak, then I'd like to make contact with Arana. We'll need the rebels' help and more if we're going to defeat the Grey Host. Your investigations uncovered that Kadak's advisor, Lady Belain, is working with the Grey Host, and that she's a vampire. To hide that from me takes great power. Tell me exactly what you heard during Rada al-Saran's conversation with her. With your warning, Kadak can decide what to do with Lady Belain's advice in the future. As to why they care that Reachfolk gather within the city, I'll need to think about that. Did you hear anything else of significance during their exchange? Rada tried to use Dwarven devices once, but nothing came of it. Interesting. As I toured the city, I met Nolavan. He works with Dwarven scrap in the southeast section of Markarth. Maybe he can lead us to this keystone before Lady Belain acquires it. Despite occupying the ruins of their lost civilization, few Reachfolk want anything to do with Dwarven devices. That's why Nolavan intrigued me. While you deal with him, I'll seek out Arana's rebels. If I can't find them, they will surely notice me. And so I shall, briefly. Kadak has a city full of Reachfolk to deal with, so I don't want to unduly distract him. Then I need to locate Arana. If we can get the rebels to work with us against the Grey Host, we'll have more than a fighting chance.
Aye, you're an outsider. I guess when the Arg made us put up those scratching Zeeple signs, it really worked. Attracted you right to my business. Unfortunately, we're closed right now. Come back later, and bring your gold. Arkthzand. Sounds Dwarven. I guess that's why you came to see me. No one in Markarth knows more about the deep folk and their scrap than old Nolavan. Now, keystones. That's another matter. Could refer to a wedge that supports an arch, maybe? Well, that is the other kind. You might be able to find one in Batharzel. I could sell you a map to the place, but it won't be cheap. Or if you do a simple job for me, I'll give you the map as payment. Quick work that would help me a great deal. Aye, more than cover it. Here's your map. Leads right to Batharzel, I guarantee it. You might need to do a little searching to find the entrance, but that map will get you close. Now, please, I have so much work to do before I can open the shop.
Hey you, Verandis has need of you. Verandis said he sent you to talk to the scrap dealer, and here you are. Good to see you, by the way. Anyway, Verandis needs to talk to you. Right away, he said. So let's go. He did. Here, let me mark a location on your map. That's Rebel's Retreat, what Arana and her people call their camp in the foothills. Verandis wants you to meet him there. You should move quickly. Verandis has a way with words, but he's still a verbose high elf vampire noble from High Rock, any and all of which can get you killed in the Reach. Funny you should mention that. Oh, he went out into the foothills all right, but before Verandis could find them, the rebels found him. Seems to be working out, at least for the moment. Well enough, I suppose. Thanks for asking. Adusa drags her tail a bit every now and then. Still fighting off the worst of Aseni's experiments, I think. But so far, no turning into a blood knight, so, you know, success. What's to tell? It's a Reach folk camp in the foothills. Probably the main base for the rebels, but I'm just guessing. I was with Verandis when the rebels surrounded us. I wanted to fight. but the Count held me back. That's when Arana appeared. Hang on, let me think. The camp's set up inside an old Nord ruin. It's surprisingly sturdy for something that was abandoned a long time ago. The rebels seem to be running low on supplies. Food, weapons, armor. Well, her and Verandis did most of the talking. I'm not sure I trust the witch, but I trust Verandis. He says she's a friend. That's good enough for me.
Ah, Arana. Here comes my associate now.
Aye, that one I know. Very well, Verandis. I'll speak to them. I see Verandis' word is good. He said I could treat with you, and here you are. The Count tells me that Lady Belain and the Grey Host leader, Rada El Saran, seek some powerful relic. The Arkthzand Keystone. Is that correct? Let me see your map. Yes, I know that name. But Dwarven mischief riddles the bones of the Reach. It could be anywhere. My mother called this place the Hissing Maze. Said it's full of mechanical monsters that guard a trove of silver. 3 marks. 3 places to search. All right. I'll help you in Verandis, but not before the spirits bless our alliance. I want you to undertake a ritual. If the spirits favor you, we'll face the Grey Host together. Positive thoughts, Harrier. Positive thoughts. Participate in the ritual. Then we will see what we will see. Without the blessings of the spirits, 'twould be unseemly for this alliance to go forward. The ritual begins with the preparation. Gather a briar heart seed, a hagraven's eye, and a handful of bright river shale. Check to the east, west, and south. Whenever different clans come together in a common purpose, we seek the blessings of the spirits to confirm we're doing the right thing. We will ask the Hunter to bind our hearts. If he sees strength in you, we will clasp arms and band together. You want to know about Old Elkai, the wolf charmer, the lord of the hunt. You probably know him as Hircine. We can call on your gods too if you prefer. Care to wager who answers first? We'll hear from one of Hircine's pups at least. Or get a hint from a fox spirit or a bloody stag. You're not refusing the ritual, are you? Good. Nice to see you thin bloods aren't all hair-bladder cowards after all. Need a map for that too, do ya? Like I said, the ritual begins with the preparation. We need 3 things. A briar heart seed, some bright river shale, and a hagraven's eye. They grow in the hills to the south. Just remember your gloves. The briar's thorns are sharper than Dagon's razor. Check north and west, along the riverbank. Spirits prowl the area, so proceed with caution. Fairies and spriggans and such. I'd put them to sleep for ya, but that would be cheating. In a hagraven's head, of course. Or from a jar. They remove their own eyes to use in rituals too. There's a coven to the east of here. Nothing but a flock of toad-licking root hoarders, stealing all the best herbs. Namira take the lot of them.
This sounds like some sort of summoning ritual. Interesting. An alliance with Arana and her rebels is essential. We will need to add their strength to ours to defeat the Grey Host, so do as she asks.
Split up!
The Harrier returns, swift as a crow on the wing. I have prepared the ritual fire. Did you bring the components I requested? Well done, Harrier. Now, once we undertake this ritual, we will be bound by blood and spirit. It's a union stronger than stone and more eternal than the stars. Are you ready for such a commitment? Good. So am I. Let's hope the spirits feel the same way. Place the components in the fire and stand back. No matter what you see or hear, stand your ground and think about our alliance. Keep that purpose in your mind. Understand? Heed our call, Hunt King. Two great packs seek the same full moon. Make them one, bound by common prey. Let Rach and Raven drink of the same dark blood. How your blessing, mighty Hircine! Send a sign and guide our hunt. Look, Hircine paints our quarry in smoke and stars. Our pact has been blessed, Harrier.
Between the Raven Watcher's expertise and Aroda's knowledge of the Reach, we have a fighting chance against the Grey Host. Just stay mindful. Even sealed by a Daedric ritual, this alliance remains young and fragile. We must nurture it. Yes, Betharzel. I overheard while you were speaking to Arana. We discussed finding it while you were gathering the ritual components. Locating the Keystone is your next priority. Arana indicated that she wanted to accompany you. Gwendis brought news from Markarth. Lady Belain has departed the city, and she intends to give chase. I will assist her in the hope that pursuing Belain might turn up something useful. Just don't let that keystone fall into Rada al-Saran's hands.
The ritual was a success. Our union has been blessed by Hircine himself. I'm not certain what the spirits showed us, but I'll figure it out eventually. I always do. Are you ready to search for the keystone now, Harrier? I think I know where to begin. Aye, Harrier. We're bound together now. And how else will you find anything in those forsaken depths? I think the skytail we saw in the fire, the snake, will point the way. Once I figure out how it connects to all this, that is. That's what we call the shapes in the stars. Constellations is your word, I think. Some of my sisters can read the stars the way you read a book. See the future, learn the truth in every twinkle. I don't have the knack. It's fire and bones for me. We made a pact, and Hircine blessed it. He put us on the scent, and I plan to track it to the end. Besides, without someone who knows the Reach, the map's useless. You know what monsters hate? Silver. According to the stories, Betharzel is full of it. I need to speak to Tayfern before I set out. Go on, Harrier. I'll find you on the trail. So the legends say. A treasure trove of the pure metal. Enough to arm my warriors with weapons to slay every vampire and werewolf that marches with the Grey Host. And your keystone too, with any luck. No. But rich folk don't make a habit of poking around in the deep places of the world. The Hells are dangerous enough. Still, Betharzel's legend tells of silver and other wondrous treasures. Wouldn't surprise me to find your keystone there. We'll find something, that's for certain. In the Reach, treasure can mean all sorts of things. A plump cave bear is a treasure to a hungry clan. But as for silver, you won't find a better metal for killing vampires and werewolves. Something to do with stars, I expect. How that might lead us to the entrance to a dwarven ruin, I've no idea. I think better out there among the rocks and trees, though. We'll see what we see and sort it along the way. Look, Harrier. A plaque. Let's examine it. That's a skytail. We call it the Hunter, but I think you would refer to it as the Thief. We find these from time to time. We think they're Dwarven. Skytails etched into metal. Pretty, isn't it? Aye, but in and of itself, I'm not sure what it's trying to tell us. Let's keep looking, all right? These plaques are as old as these hills, Harrier. Take a look. That's the Witch in the Stars, or the Mage, as you call it. Skytails. The Witch is one of the guardians that protects the lesser stars. I don't know. Not yet. Could have something to do with the guardians. Maybe. Let's go to another location on the map. We think the dwarves placed these plaques, but no one really knows. See what that one says. That depicts the skytail of the headsman. I think your people call it the warrior. I knew it would come to me, eventually. The ritual, the plaques, the map. It finally makes some sense now. You missed it too. What a pair we make. What did Hircine show us? He revealed the snake, which I thought was just a substitute for our prey. But the skytails on the plaques, the witch, the headsman, and the hunter, they're the Rach Guardians. Look at your map. See how the marks form the shape of the snake in the stars? And see how one mark is missing? If I place it here, we see the snake in its entirety. That's where we need to go. As for the Ridge Guardians, well, we'll see. Storytellers say the dwarves knew the stars better than anyone. Strange passion for people who lived underground, eh? Anyway, let's get to this final location. The snake in the stars is the corruptor, the enemy. If permitted, it would consume the lesser stars without hesitation. Luckily, the Guardians, the Headsman, the Witch, and the Hunter stand strong and defend the lesser stars. The Witch shines her light on covens that protect the Ridge from outsiders and others who mean to do Ridge folk harm. Her good eye sees through everything, rock, water, and flesh, to find the hard truths. And when she speaks, she never lies. He carries an axe, doesn't he? The Headsman stands for swift ends and payment in kind. He delivers justice and punishment in equal measure. The Hunter is the wiliest of the Sky Tales, clever as an old fox and swift as a young one. She watches the snake in the stars, finding it no matter where it slithers. She teaches us to keep our feet quiet and our keels as silent as the night. Aye, this must be the spot. Just look at all this dwarf craft. The entrance to Betharzell must be around here somewhere. Always a trick with dwarves, though. Look at these pillars. More sky tails. Turn those stones in the right order, and I think we'll find our door. Tom's dwarves, am I right?
Indeed. A dwarven lock of some kind, I suspect. As soon as we lost Lady Belain's trail, we decided to instead pick up yours. And I see you've had some success. If the entrance to Betharzell is here, I'm certain we can find it.
Damn that Lady Belain. She slipped away like a snake through a crack in the wall. Ah well, we'll catch her soon enough. Right now you should be working on getting us into Betharzell. Go on, find the door.
Something, Harrier. Tom's dwarves, am I right? Devices aren't natural, what with all the gears and cogs and everything. Ugh. I try not to think too hard about dwarf mischief, but I do have a notion. We found 3 Skytails in the hills, right? Guardians they were. Your warrior, thief, and mage. I think we need their help to catch our prey. I've no mind to rush you, Harrier, but if you want to snatch up this keystone, you might want to hop to it. Ugh. I try not to... That looks right to me. You hear that? Well done. That did it! Wait. Something's not right. A darkness
Orana, are you all right?
An ominous turn. Come, my friend. Let's talk. The door opened, but something happened to Orana. She mentioned something about her darkness. We should check on her, but we also need to determine that the keystone we seek is here. No, that she has a sensitivity that I do not possess. Most powerful witches do. Let's hope she recovers quickly. It is said that mechanical horrors guard the depths of Bethar's Zell. No matter what, we must find the keystone. Mind the shadows and be on your guard. In addition to the mechanical traps and defenders, we know that Lady Belain is also seeking the keystone. Lady Belain has had more time to research the Arkthzand Keystone than we did. She may have already known about his location and the hidden door. Or she may have known a different way to get inside. Then again, she may be looking somewhere else entirely. I certainly hope not. Between the Dwarven scrap dealer and Orana's ritual, everything seems to point to this location. I only mean that Lady Belain may be operating off of a totally different set of suppositions. Dwarven keystones not only provide access to forbidden or otherwise sealed areas, they also tend to radiate ancient magic. The uses for such a relic are potentially limitless. I won't be able to determine more until I see the keystone itself.
All right. I'm ready when you are. There's something in there. Something more than Dwarven tricks and devices. Not sure what it is, but I felt it.
Gwendis and I can cover more ground on our own. Let's find the keystone.
So this is Bethar's Zell, eh? Mind your feet, Harrier. Every bit of metal in here means to do you harm. Never seen dwarfcraft like this. Must have been chiefs who lived here. Chiefs or grand metalworkers. Namira's blood. They cut the heart out of the ground. It's an entire city under the earth, hiding something worse beneath. I hate places such as this. No bird song, no fragrant breeze. but not a whisper in creek to be heard. Just dead stone and stale air. Let's find the keystone and get out of here. We're getting close to something, Harrier. Something awful. The tales were true. Silver. I'll send crafters down to carve it out, once we deal with the rest of these middle beasts. I hear something. Wailing and scratching at the walls. There's darkness all around.
There. That must be the Arkthzand Keystone.
Verandis? So it's true. You are alive. Nevertheless, the Keystone is mine.
I told you I saw him, skulking around Markarth. He's not as impressive as you led me to believe.
Enough, Belain. Take the Keystone. My Verandis would give chase. This pathetic creature. I don't know what it will decide to do.
Rada, you must listen. There's still time to make things right. Rada? Rada!
Damn it! Belain took the Keystone! That metal beast is standing in our way! Now let's get out of here. I don't hear any clanking behind us. They think we're clear. Curse that Lady Belain. I thought if we could acquire the Keystone, we could finally get the upper hand. I'm tired of snapping at the heels of the Grey Host. I want to go for the throat. Maybe, but you have to go alone from here, Harrier. There's a fork in the path, and we need to go our separate ways. At least for a while. There's something down here. A darkness. Like leeches in a pond, it takes little bites of my soul. I need to get back to the surface. I need to see the sky, feel the wind on my skin. I'll rally the warriors and start preparing for the fight to come. Protect your heart, Harrier. This darkness will eat at you too, if you let it. Keep an eye on Verandis, Harrier. Radal Saran was toying with him. He's got plans for your friend, I think. It's hard to explain. Most witchcraft is. Imagine a boulder. Heavy, solid, huge. Now imagine some grinning bastard lowering it onto your chest. Slowly at first, but it starts to crush you. Little by little, it becomes harder to breathe. Aye. It feels like a wet rag sliding down my throat, choking the life out of me. I'll manage. But you need to stay wary. All of you. Whatever it is, it's like a black pit at the center of a sour fruit. And I don't think it belongs in this world. Dwarf magic is hard to hold. It's so clean, all straight angles, no frayed edges. So natural is what it is. The Keystone might open a door, but more than that, it's eager. It doesn't just want to open, it wants to activate something. I'll send crafters to gather some. We'll fashion it into weapons, arrow tips, coated blades. We have a few metalworkers in the clans. Use what's on hand to survive, same as always. Silver hurts the Grey Host, so we'll work with silver.
Gwendis, think this through.
No. They slipped the noose once. That's not going to happen again.
My friend, I thought I could catch Rada and Lady Belain. Convince him to... Anyway, I'm sorry I failed us. They acquired the Keystone and escaped across the river, toward that Dwarven structure in the distance. Unlike Gwendis, we can't rush off without a plan. Clear heads will win the day, mark my words. This contest is far from over. With a fresh trail to follow and new allies at our side, victory is closer than ever. And much of that is because of you. This must be Blackreach. I've read the legends, but I never thought it was real. The stories hardly do it justice. Perhaps one day I'll have an opportunity to explore it more fully. For now, we have work to do. Are you still with me, my friend?